Guys, this is the Pool of Siloam, but we are not talking about the Pool of Siloam. And who are we talking about? We are not talking. Hello, Erez, Dr.
Hey.
Erez Giron.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. And
On this movie, we are going to talk about one of the most famous women from the time of the Second Temple, Helena of Adiabene.
yeah.
She converted to Judaism. She met lots of things in Jerusalem that we are going to talk about. We started here at the Siloam Pool.
Pool of Siloam.
Since the palace of Helena was located somewhere here. We're going to see remainings of it later. And the route that we're now going to do all the way up to Temple Mount, Helena must have done it more than once. She wants to convert it, and she wants to show that she's really Jewish.
Yeah.
So let's start.
From here, from the Pool of Siloam. For
Yep.
maybe the biggest mikveh ever or not.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But
Then lead
Okay.
but please remind me when you are talking, look at me, then I will know that I won't talk.
okay.
All right? Now he's not talking.
While,
now he's
while
talking.
we are walking,
Yes?
we know of Helena from many sources. I collected some of the sources here,
Hallelujah.
and Josephus writes about her. He writes about her son, their two sons, and many things that she did for Jerusalem. And also in the Jewish literature, the Talmud and the Mishnah, Helena is mentioned many times. So she's a very interesting figure. And we're going to start talking about her in a minute.
Yeah, but let me just show the people what we are doing. You saw the Pool of Siloam or not? And just like a marathon run, it's at the beginning it's wide, the road is wide, and then slowly it's going to be narrower, and at the end it will reach to southern entrance of the Temple Mount, which was the main entrance, and Robinson Arch. And remember that arch, because you're going to see it. All right.
So we are going to do the same way that most pilgrims did at the time of the Second Temple, and probably also Helena.
St. Helena, yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute, please. Gosh.
So this is the way of the pilgrims from the time of the Second Temple.
And you can see the shops.
The shops, you can buy things here. This is a sewage canal.
Yeah. Sewage canal, drainage canal, yeah.
So the story of Helena starts in a very far away kingdom, just in northern of Iraq or Iran today.
Yes.
It was part of the Persian Empire.
And we're talking about what time? What year?
We are talking about started at the second century BCE.
BC, okay.
Something near to the Maccabees period.
Okay.
So they have a kingdom over there, and around 30 CE, there's a king of the kingdom called Munbaz the First.
Okay, which was her husband and brother
of Helena. We are not sure about it, but it's possible, since at that time brothers and sisters could get married. It saved them a lot of economic situations with other families, and since most of children, if they were not healthy, would die as an infant, no one knew about any genetic problems. Okay?
Just for the information, this is part of the Christian Church of Odokia.
Yeah, the one.
And remember, if you are Christians, Jesus asked the blind man, after he cured him, to go to the Pool of Siloam and to purify himself. And the Jews walked here 3 times a year after they purified their body, and the high priest used to be here too. Before Yom Kippur, they have atonement to purify this body. Okay, we are going back
so,
to...
Munbaz the First was the king. His wife, Helena, and they have their first son, Munbaz. But
Second.
But when their second son was about to be born, Helena was pregnant, and Munbaz the king, came to Helena and put his hand on her stomach, and like a miracle, someone told him, your son that is going to be born is going to be like the most righteous man in earth. So Munbaz the first decided to give the kingdom not to his elder son, Munbaz the second, to his second son that was just about to be born. His name was Izitas. Okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Munbaz the first have a lot of other women and a lot of other children.
Like every king. Remember, we're walking here together with King Herod, King
everyone.
King David, King Solomon. All of them had lots of women.
Yeah, but nothing surprised here. But since Izitas was his favorite, because of what I told you, Helena was afraid for his well-being. She was afraid that he would be killed by one of his own brothers.
Of course.
So she sent him to be raised at another king's court. Okay?
Yeah.
Meantime, Munbaz the king, the first, died. I'm going to wait for them.
Yeah, let them go. All right, you can talk.
And while at the time that took Izitas to return from the kingdom he was stationed in to be king of the Adiabene kingdomship, his oldest brother Munbaz became king. But what's more important about the story, while Izitas was in the other kingdom, he met a Jewish person named Hananiah, and this Jewish person convinced him that the Jewish religion is the most good one, and he converted. Now he did not circumcise himself, but we're going to talk about it later. Because
He will.
But he became Jewish, and while he returning to his kingdom to catch the throne, his mother unknowingly met someone else called, I think it's
I'm not sure that he's got a name.
I don't know the name.
No,
yeah.
he's got a Jew. That's what they say.
Yeah,
a
it
Jewish
was
person.
Helena, his mother, also converted to Judaism at that time.
Can I add something?
Not knowing one of another.
Can I add something about it?
Yeah, sure.
At that time, a lot of people didn't convert. They accepted Judaism, but as you remember, for example, the king didn't circumcise himself.
Yeah.
But they accepted the way of Judaism.
This is, we are talking about 30, 40, 50 CE. This is the exact time when Christianity began.
Yeah.
Why did Christianity made more people convert to Christianity? The Christianity, you do not have to become Christianity. You do not have to circumcise yourself. To pass this group.
All right, keep on talking.
Okay, so Izitas returned to the kingdom to become king. His mother converted to Judaism. He converted to Judaism, and his brother Munbaz gave him the throne, which is really
that is surprise.
Really surprised. But
surprise.
Probably they were from the same mother and father. Maybe that's the reason. But he gave him the throne.
Let's just.
And now Izitas.
All right, now we can hear you, and not only her.
Izitas wants to circumcise himself, but Helena tell him not to do it because his
The people will be against
it because they were pagans. They're not,
they are
not Jewish.
He's not following their traditions,
And
following foreigner traditions.
And the Jewish rabbi Hananiah also tell him not to do it.
Yeah.
You're enough Jew with what you did.
Yeah.
But later on...
That is the story of Christianity in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Later on, yeah.
In a way. Look at the site of the stones. It's all original.
Yeah.
Original from the time of the Second Temple.
Yes.
We did not touch anything. We just excavated it.
Yeah.
Look, it looked like they were just put here yesterday.
Yeah. It was made yesterday. It was made yesterday. It's from yesterday.
No, it's from the time of the Second Temple.
Yes, yesterday, but 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah.
But there was another Jewish rabbi that told Isitas that I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're going to sit
By the
for
podium, but wait.
So we are on the way up to Temple Mount.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of this very, very wide street, we have this podium. Look how beautiful it is. So many claims of what this podium used for. We just heard Israeli family claim that it was for lost and found.
That's one of the theories.
I don't think so, but it's one of the theories.
Okay.
What I think, I give you two assumptions. One is nice and one is less nice.
Go for it.
One is...
Watch your head.
I'm watching my head. Someone stand here and he's reading from a book. Look at the Series Rome. This looks like a mikveh, but it could be much earlier.
Watch your head.
Yeah, wow.
No,
Yeah.
watch your head. But
Okay.
please,
In any case...
What book? What?
A person telling people like the early news.
He's spreading the news.
From the series Rome, there is a person.
Yeah. So today we are going. Yeah.
One
okay.
assumption.
Announcement.
Yeah, announcement. One assumption. The other assumption is the less nicer one, and I cannot tell if it's true, it's not true.
No one knows.
If you want to punish one and see that everyone else will not do his crime, very nice place to crucify someone.
Everyone will look at him.
Yeah, very nice.
If you want to
punish
crucify someone,
it's on and a very.
Yeah.
And so this is just my assumptions, and it's not necessarily that I'm true.
Totally don't know. That's the meaning.
Very nice here. This is a sewage.
A drainage, not sewage.
No, sewage.
No, a drainage.
Drainage, yeah.
Drainage is not only sewage.
But look, it's like in a modern... You can pull it out.
And then you can clean it.
Yeah. Okay. So...
Later on, you will see part of the drainage canal. Yeah. We are going back to Helena
from... Okay, so we got to the story where both... her son Isitis is now becoming a king, and his mother Helena both are Jewish. And then Helena tells her son, which is the king, that she wants to go and live in Jerusalem.
Hallelujah for that.
Yeah, and she's taking a lot of money with her.
Just a moment, please.
Yeah?
Let me show you the map now.
Okay.
And then what we did is that, and we are somewhere here.
Somewhere in the middle.
You can see the stairs, those stairs. You won't find the stairs because what we think is that the main road now went all the way to the south, and they didn't finish.
If we look
just a moment, please.
Okay.
They didn't finish the stairs or whatever, the floor, or someone actually used it as a second use, but you won't see the floor. And you mentioned that we were exactly here.
According to this demonstration, it looks like someone is telling other people the news.
Guys, it's Shabbat in about an hour. Go to your house to prepare yourself for it. Whatever. We don't know.
No, yeah. But we...
it's so cool and nice here. Yeah.
So we continue going up to Temple Mount.
Yes.
So Helena arrives at Jerusalem. We believe somewhere around 46, 47
AD.
CE. Yeah, AD.
AD, yeah.
And at that time, there's a starvation in all kingdom
Yes.
of Judea.
Not only, all over.
And she was a queen. She was take her all her fortune.
You cannot see
This is go down to the sewage,
Yeah, but
to the drainage
I
canal.
think you're going to see a little part of it soon. Okay.
The drainage that we used to walk is just beneath us.
Yes.
Okay, so she import grain from Egypt.
Egypt, yeah.
She import a fig from Cyprus. She, I'm going to read a quote from the Talmud in a second. She brings a huge menorah for the temple that when the sun went up, it was shining and people knew that it's already morning and you have to come for the prayer. Later on, her son Munbaz, also Munbaz the second,
of course.
is not king because his brother is a king. He also came to Israel, and it says in the Jewish sources.
Just a moment, you can see the drainage canal. Yes.
It says in the Jewish that he puts gold handlets on all the doors in the temple.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then around the year 55 CE or AD, her beloved son Isitas, the king, dies. His brother Munbaz replaced him as a king, and
just a moment, without the end. Remember the end. Here you can see a little bit of the drainage canal. All right, and
yeah, very impressive.
Very impressive.
Very impressive. And Helena returns at 55 CE, returns to the kingdom.
Which kingdom? Kingdom of
Adiabene.
Okay.
From Jerusalem, she returns there because her beloved son Isitas died, and while she's mourning or her beloved son, we don't know how many years, but Josephus tells us not long after she returns, she dies.
She died there, naturally.
And then Munbaz II, which is the king, takes the bones of his brother Isitas and of Queen Helena and buries them in Jerusalem. Where does he burn them in Jerusalem? Look at me.
I'm looking at you. Yeah.
This is a reconstruction of the grave of Helena. What we have today in Jerusalem, what we have today is this entrance and these stairs and this court.
Yeah, the courts exist. We are going to be there next week. Maybe
one of the next movies going to visit there. And I want to quote you from Josephus.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, it tells about Helena. She returns to. She did not live long after her son Isitas. Munbaz sent the bones and the bones of his brother to Jerusalem and commanded to bury them in the pyramids that the mother built, 3 in number.
Yeah.
So this is Josephus tells us.
Yeah.
This is what Josephus tells us, and this is what we believe in archaeology.
And we found a tomb, actually.
Okay, I forgot the most important thing. In these graves, that we call them the graves of the king, 2 sarcophagus were found. On one of them, it says in Hebrew, Tzeda Malkata, or Tzedan Malkata.
The Queen of Tzedan.
The Queen of Tzedan, which is really, most scholars believe that this is the tomb of Helena.
Yeah,
because this kind of grave, only a queen who is really rich can make. And it says Malkata. Malkata means a queen.
Queen, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
what is the word Tzeda or Tzedan? A couple of theories for that. We're going to have a sit because I want to quote with something else that you may not know. One assumption that maybe Helena had another name, Tzada Tzedan, that we don't know. And another assumption which I believe more, she came from the north, right? From the east-north. From the king of Judea, one of the most famous cities from the east-north is Sidon.
Yeah, I thought that it might be Sidon.
Yeah, so maybe he just sent the bones. Maybe the one that make the sarcophagus, of a king came from a very important city in the east north. So maybe he thought she was from Sidon, but we don't know. Okay, now something, Zahi, I'm just looking for the quote. I will find them. Okay, I found them.
Very easy.
Yeah.
From where?
There's a Greek traveler from the 2nd century
AD.
AD, CE.
Okay. AD, Greek. Yeah.
He's traveling all over Greek and Rome and tell us about beautiful thing. Okay? And I want to quote, I will hope you will be understand. He says that, I know many beautiful graves, and I will remind only 2 of them. One is in Helicarnassus, and one is in the land of the Hebrew men. The one in Helicarnassus was built by Mausoleus, the king of the city. It was so big that from day on, all the Romans killed huge graves, mausoleum, because of this huge grave.
It is, yeah.
He continues, the same person. In the land of the Hebrew men, there is a grave of Helena, a daughter of the city. He probably did not know she was from somewhere else. Okay, and he says, in this grave, there's some kind of mechanism that can open the gate only 1 day a year. If you
Yes.
You heard about it?
Yes.
So,
yes.
and he says there's this mechanism can only be opened if you will try to open in another day. You will not open the door, you will just break it. In all the graves, all over Greek and Rome, the mausoleum, which we call till today every huge grave mausoleum, and the grave of Helena here in Jerusalem.
Wow.
This is the 2 graves he mentioned, and this is really, really exciting.
Indeed. Of course I read about it.
And this mechanism he mentioned, it's like Indiana Jones, if you remember.
Sadly the tombs was built by a Jewish family from France. And the Ottoman, before they died, they gave it to the Ottoman, instead of the Ottomans, to the French.
The French, yeah.
For France. And they actually said, you must keep it, you cannot touch it, you cannot destroy it, and you must keep it for the Jews. Sadly, we have to send them a message that we want to go in to visit it.
We will visit it. It's quite of hassle. And the 2 sarcophagus, where are they now? The one with the Tzedan Malka? Where are they?
In France, in the Louvre.
In the Louvre.
Yeah.
The sarcophagus visit the Israeli Museum for a month.
Yeah. I saw a picture of it.
In any case, this grave was probably second in the whole Greek Roman period, which is really great honor, and she probably did bring a lot of money to the land of Judea at that time.
Yeah, and we know that she died before the destruction of the temple.
Yeah, because if her son Isitis died in 55 and she died not much longer after him, So probably before that, and she gave some things to the temple. Maybe we already told it. Okay.
Yeah, we talk.
So we are going to continue going up to the temple.
Yeah, I think I thought about one more thing about land, but
yeah,
I'm not sure that I remember it now. Let me see. The location of her tomb. Remember, we talked about Josephus Flavius. We actually have been there early morning, but they didn't let us in. It's north of the third
wall.
The third wall that was built by
Agrippas I.
Yeah. Which is something like 10 minutes walking north from Damascus Gate.
This is the sewage.
Yeah, the entrance to the drainage.
Drainage canal.
I used to call it sewage for so many years, but then they actually told me
drainage.
It's drainage.
Yeah, this is we people can walk.
And we did it. I have so many videos, and I'm not going to do that in my life again.
No, don't
not
say
anymore.
Never say never.
No. I'm not going to do that. We are finishing.
How do you know that we are very close to the exit?
See,
the air is not much harder than it was.
Yeah, and you can see that they after they didn't use it anymore, they built houses on top of it. And remember, there's no floor. That's how we found it.
It's a question. Why?
It's a question of love. It's a question of love.
And soon we're going to see the corner of Temple Mount. So the ordinary people would go right to the Hulda gates, and the priest, probably Helena, would climb.
That's what I said. Ellen continued all the way straight. That's why I mentioned the bridge. She was a queen.
Yeah.
I am a queen. I will enter through the VIP entrance.
It's good to be a queen.
It's good to be a queen. You have to show them the tickets soon. The tickets.
I have somewhere.
Yeah. Because we are continuing straight up. Do you want to go out to show them what you think of
the palace?
One of the theory of the palace. Look at your watch.
Show them while I'm checking the watch. Show them temple.
Okay. Show her the picture.
No, it's just 1 minute.
It's here.
Yeah. No, let's do it. I want to quote from Josephus. Let's go a little bit more. So it's somewhere in the corner over there where you see the person.
Yeah, the person.
Okay, I want to quote from Josephus just a minute.
Okay. It's called Giv'ati Excavations. It's usually a parking lot, and it actually belongs to Israel. They could excavate beneath, but those are private houses, and it's more difficult to excavate beneath their houses. But if they will do that, they will find more, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so during the Great Revolt, Josephus tells us about where people ran, where did they hide, and I'm now quoting. In the hands of Simon, he had the upper city, the big wall, and the Kidron Valley. The same part of the ancient wall that faced east. That probably the wall of Temple Mount facing east.
Yeah.
It was ancient because no one rebuilt it, even not King Herod. He just used it. Okay, I'm continue. From the Siloam, he went all the way down to Munbaz Palace, the king.
Then maybe it's in a lower place.
Maybe, just a moment.
Because we use that way.
So in any case, we know that also Munbaz, the second, had a palace here.
More than one.
And he told about that they are sitting in the other side of the Prat River. In his hand, he had also the spring the Haka, the lower city,
Hakra, it's there according
somewhere
to what
here,
yeah.
and the part that goes all the way till Helena, mother of Munba's palace.
But he didn't say exactly where it is. Then
No,
you
it
think
didn't,
that it's
but according to
it's
all
hot.
what he says, it's somewhere here. And just in this corner, they found a really, really big house. This is to continue to believe to be Helena Palace, which is different from Munba's palace.
All right. Yeah, there were more than one palace. They built more than one palace.
I'm just taking a picture.
Okay. And I will wait for you in the shade. Oh, I will take you to see the drainage canal. All right, that's the drainage canal. The street was the one, there's no entrance, but it was just beneath it. And I'm climbing up. You can see a little bit of it right here.
How do you want to continue?
Up.
Okay.
Show her the tickets.
Okay. We had options to go through the drainage canal that we saw, but since this is much
Show
wider,
her the tickets.
show me the money.
Name
Show
over
me the
there.
money.
Ta-da.
Okay. So we continue all the way up to Temple
To
Mount.
the temple. Just like her.
One interesting thing, if Helena Palace was really located here, but in any case, according to Josephus, is located somewhere in this area, it means that her palace was in a very, very low place. Usually, kings, rich people at that time of the Second Temple build their...
Just before you continue, because we're already here,
Okay.
what you can see here is the Byzantine street. The Byzantines, remember, where the Romans were converted to Christianity, and they wanted to build or to be next to the most important places. One of them is the temple. They didn't care about the street here. Okay.
And just where we just exited was a Byzantine villa that
Yes,
we found
true.
with the treasure in there.
I know, with the coins.
Any case, rich people usually build the houses in the upper city, where the Jewish quarter of today.
Yeah.
King's Herod Palace
yeah.
was in Jaffa Gate, the Maccabees Palace was something. One of the important scholars claim that Helena building her palace
Almost fell, but as you can see, we are entering now to a different national reserve in a way.
claims that the reason that Helena built her palace somewhere here at the lower city maybe reflects her want to be more close to the people. She wants to be more close to not to the high society of the people. Okay? Another option that maybe there was not enough place in the upper city, so they did not have any choice.
There was
But we
no
cannot tell.
place at the upper
Yeah,
city.
but maybe if you have enough money and
No,
we
if you,
can see
I mean, I think she could do whatever she wanted.
Temple Mount.
All right. You can see now the walls.
Yay.
The southern wall and the western wall corner of the temple.
And can you already see the arch?
No, you can see the arch. They don't. You know the arch.
No, show them.
Itamar was talking about the excavation here.
Also, a friend of mine is working here, but there's no excavation now.
Yeah.
But look.
All right, now show us the corner. Let's end the story because you need to be at 2 o'clock outside.
So I just want to close the story with Helena. First, look.
Wait, let me take a picture of it. I need to send it to your girlfriend. All right.
Look at the size of the stones. This is Temple Mount built by my King
Yes, of
Herod.
course.
And this is the Robinson Arch.
Show them the.
Okay, now
Here it is. Here it is. Good
yeah. So if we are now Helena, we just finished the story with Helena. This is the bottom of the arch over
You
there.
can see the stores right here.
Yeah.
The stores
So we
there.
are going somewhere here.
climbing
here,
the stairs.
There were stairs. I'm climbing, going up to.
See the
Temple Mount.
floating stone? The floating stone is that part. Then let's say goodbye to St. Helen. Oh, not to St. Helen, Queen Helen.
Queen Helena.
Queen Helena. Bye bye. Let's say say thank you too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Be nice.
Now you're taking the hat off? Yeah.
No, just to show
All right.
that I still have
thank
hair.
Thank you very much for being
Bye,
with
thank
me.
you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye.